We can maybe expect this to be taken, but most likely it will because it's pretty close. If it does, will this be a minor or a medium? Is it a minor or a medium? Medium, right. Minor. Holy moly. Who said minor? Paul, speak up, my man. Why is this a medium, minor? Right, he's gonna go quiet. That's fine. Mr. Liao, sorry, I don't know if I've got your name correct. Apologize if I haven't. Why are you confused if it's medium or minor? What week are you on for the start? We're going to waste a lot of time this way. We need to we can't concentrate on each individual's, but let's just move on. This is a medium inducement. Why? Because it's a structural point. You can clearly see we've got this structure here that made this low. Yeah. Right. This, if we grab that, we can at least get a reaction from here and take a sell. Where to? Maybe here, or maybe even Asia midpoint. If this gives you a 1 to flipping 5 or a 1 to 10, who gives a shit if it comes all the way down here? Because if your trading ain't that good, like, why aren't you cashing out here? Why are you just messing about? Why are you leaving money on the table? If you don't know if you're going to get a pullback, what the day is going to play out like, because you can't adapt to price action as it's playing out, and you've been bitten in your arse by hitting break evens so many times. Why not just cash out here at this point, at your first liquidity point? It just doesn't make sense. We're here to make money, or we're here to make flipping the technicals work, swing for the fences. Anyways, what I also like to do is, because this was more of a significant liquidity structure to the left, to the far left as well, and previous day's low, we can at least expect this to be taken out anyway, because this was a push that led to this low, right? So if this is more of a major one, then at least this minor thing here will become what? A smart money trap, right? A smart money trap more or less does what? Gives you a reaction. Here, what does it do? It gives a reaction. So that's the first thing I would have labeled up, right? There's no more imbalance above that here, within here on M5. And remember, smart money people, what do? They want to refine from a higher time frame POI, which is M5, and then get their refinements within here, within this POI here. So now what we can see within, without even going into without going into the lower time frame, that price is doing what? We're getting a reaction. We can see order flow happening here. Yeah, people are trying to get in here, right? And we've got a liquidity point here. Maybe if we get smoke this high, we can take these smart money people that bought into this here, because now if we induce high, the whole world should be long. But what we don't do is we don't start concentrating on smart money people straight away. What we should be doing is concentrating on the build-up, because we want to trap build-up first. Build-up is the main thing, because we need to trap retail people first and foremost. So, have we got an M5 build-up? We've got a build-up here. Got this juicy build-up, right? We've had smart money people trapped already, but we don't want that happening first. But you can also guess here that this was equal highs, right, within Asia. And what does equal highs represent to you? Double tops. that means retail to me. And when does retail get smoked and mitigate into a POI to the left that led to a new low? Smart money people are seeing equal highs, FU, mitigation, first zone to the left outside of Asia is a smart money trap. Lies on liquidity. There's 3 wicks here. There's no more imbalances. We've induced double tops, retail out of the market, smart money people trying to get in here. Like, what is left now? Nothing at all. So if we induce this, people in smart money, they're going to be going into, oh shit, they took a loss here, but that's fine. And retail, what they're doing is, if this is their trade entry, where are their stop losses? These fuckers have got 30 pip stop losses. They're going to have stop losses sitting here. Smart money people, when this goes here, even without going into lower time frame to refine, they're going to take a loss here, they're going to take a loss here, here, but their point of invalidation is this structural point. Because now they've taken one loss, they think, you know what, I need to get it back. This is the right POI. We're still within this POI. There must be something on M1 over here. So they're going to keep entering because why? They've got small freaking stop losses. They can afford to take 25 shots at one trade. But what we do is we look at it objectively, the chart. We know the intentions. We've had build up, equal highs. SMT to the left. First zone outside to the left. We don't even have to concentrate on intentions. We've had an SMT reaction. We've got an M5 build up, which was here and here. Coming out of Asia, this is a medium liquidity point. If we induce here, the whole world is long. If we get our entry here with confluences in our boss, let's, whatever it is, mini build up, mini cycles, we can at least take it down to here. If that's the first trade of your day, Bob's your auntie. Was that anything to do, was that complicated or not? So you can even start thinking about intentions and saying, oh, this is where the stop losses are, this is where it is, where's SMT, where are they getting induced? Just keep it simple. Or once you've identified equal highs, fine, that's a retail heaven pattern, a retail pattern. They've been smoked. Smart money people, are they getting induced from a smart money trap area? Yes, okay. Now we'll set an alert where? Set your bastard alert off here and then just wait. Until then, just don't do shit. Don't do nothing at all. Just wait. So let's play on. Now, some people might have been thinking, you know what, Asia High's taking, it's made an internal boss, but you're not doing nothing until you've had the medium inducement. If this was to happen in London Open, brilliant. If it didn't happen in London Open, it happened in MMM1, even better. It doesn't matter. Whatever whatever daily cycle variation it is, you're just waiting. You're not doing anything until this point is taken, until your alert goes off. Then you see what price action happened. All this is irrelevant, what I did over here. Because you're not going to take any action. Once it's done, you've induced high. You can say to yourself, look, this has made equal highs once again. We've had an inducement. We've had Frankfurt Open. If you're on the charts, it'll jump down. See what you can see. Let's play price on a bit more. Okay. Now we've had an R-boss. We've left a billion lows again. Can we short? 100%. If an entry comes, we'll take one from here. Yeah. always measure how big the stop loss is. .8. So of a pip, would you rather refine it here or would you take a 0.8? There's no point refining even more. If it comes, it bangs, brilliant. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You missed it. Or if you want to be in the trade and you can say to yourself, this is a push that led to the whole thing up here, which is 2.5 pips. Now, people fail to notice this kind of thing. This whole zone over here was 2.5 pips. Was that refinement needed? No. Because people are just too stuck on looking at the candles, but they're not looking at how big the stop loss is. Probably missed a trade because of that as well. It's gone. And you're still waiting up here. No more re-entries. I was asleep at this point because of the charts that I was putting up in the morning. Now, first target, what happens, it comes to this kind of equal lows FU candle here. Some smart money people will be buying from here, of course. Yeah. They'll be thinking, you know what, this is a juicy candle. Yes, let's go, baby. It's within a build-up. It's insignificant, but it is significant to us because it'll give a reaction for our next entry. Okay. What happens now? Price came and hits this breaker block. Right? This was an FFS. An FFS generally, which is why, right, okay, hold on. Let me explain this point to you guys, right? You shouldn't be looking for these trades, but I'll give you a general overview. When you get an FFS, why is this an FFS? Because this low created this high. So now people are trying to long from this high to continue the trend on higher, right? So when price moves another reaction from here, they're still going to be setting the limits here. But what does it do? It goes flying through it. There's liquidity sitting in this order. Price comes back, mitigates it to the T. Now, there's 2 or 3 concepts that lie within here, right? This is a break and retest. It's a breaker block, whatever you want to call it. This is one whole an M15 block or an M5 block. Where would you put your stop loss? If it's your first trade of the day, put your stop loss above here. Here. How big is it? Let's see. That's still only 2.9 pips. Or you could be waiting for any one of these. Maybe one of them, whatever it is. But I took this trade from here. And I believe it was also an EDM or something like that. No, was it the next one I took? I think I took this next one, I think. I can't remember now. My memory is like a goldfish. There's not much price action I've watched that I can't remember what trades I take. Anyways, let's play price on. If you missed it, you missed it.
SHAF.
No, here it is. I took this one. This is one here, I think. Honestly, I can't really remember. Is it this one?
SHAF.
No, it was this one, I think. This one, I think I took. Anyways.
SHAF.
Yeah. This is the one I took. This is the one. Yeah. I remember the EDM, but I couldn't remember what it was. But some people might be saying, okay, equal lows, FU. Why are we not taking? Yeah, this is one thing I need to clarify with you guys about what's the difference between a build-up and what's the difference between order flow. This is what it is. What is a build-up? A build-up is when price slows down and builds equal lows, or when there's a lot of price action like this together. When price is tanking down like this, you can't call that a build-up. Like, you'll start drawing all these stupid lines from here to say this is a trend. But you really think retail are going to wait, try and catch falling knives? No chance. This is just order flow coming down. They want to see price settle down like this, then price FUs it, and then it moves.
Shaf, can I make a question? My microphone was not working well, and I had to fix it. But when you were doing the breaker block, there is imbalance on the extreme. Why don't we focus on the extreme and we be on the breaker block?
I'm sorry, Alex, your voice was very, very, it wasn't clear.
Let me please.
No, there's a lot of disturbance in the.
Shaf, I think he means why not take the extreme above the breaker block?
You can. That's what I'm saying. You can. This is all one order block. You can take that as well. But I'm not saying this is a high confluence trade. Like, this is not a trade you should take as a first trade of the day. If you're up for the day, then you can start risking on shit like this because it was an FFS. If it's a clean material, if this is the first trade of the day, you should be waiting for the extreme, 100%. Wait for the extreme, or wait for this area here, this decisional area. This is what you should be taking with lets or whatnot. There's nothing here. This was a let. That was a let. See, the breaker block was a let. You call it a breaker block, or you can call it, for fuck's sake, mitigation, whatever. Right, and then that tanks because you've got your mini cycle, equal highs here, build up, inducement high first into a mitigation of the for fuck's sake on old low, then it tanks again, then price builds up here, makes a new low, and this is the issue with this. I don't like these entries that people sometimes take. It induces low first. This could easily induce high, all these equal highs, but it stays within the build up of like this channel. I don't like taking these type of mitigations. Even though they are lets, you can take them. But today, for some odd reason, I did take 2 down here within the later build up. When the first trade I took was here, this EDM, and then I closed that out when we made this, took out this liquidity point. I'm like, that's my first trade of the day. This one here. This one here, that was a nice clean mitigation. We've had a mini cycle into it. I don't like these lines, I'm just getting too dirty, man. That was a clean mitigation. You've got this kind of reaction. We've got timing here as well, internal boss, clean mitigation here, EDM, whatnot, boom. And you're taking it to where Asia lows was sitting in equal lows. And the first zone outside of Asia to the left is what? A minor inducement, because if you look back on M5, yeah, does this look like a proper significant structure point? Still look like a minor. This is more of a major one. Whereas this one here, this one was like a medium. I would still count this as a minor. But did that stop me from closing my trade? Here? No, because it was my first trade of the day. Do you understand how you can have hard rules that you can follow, but you need to sometimes be a little bit flexible? I wouldn't recommend taking any breaker blocks at all, Alex. Don't take any at all. Just stick to the basics. You will take more losses than you will take wins, and then you'll start scratching your head. Oh, why did this one not work? Why did that one not work? There's a reason why Reem hasn't taught it yet. Because it's unreliable. Reem takes them trades. I take them trades only because there's confidence there. We've seen price action enough to gain that experience and say, you know what, I'm taking more advanced trades. But if you're not at that stage, why are you even studying it?
Shaf, I have a question whilst
Yeah.
we're still here.
Yeah.
Could you go to the M1 before the extreme on London Open?
London Open, yeah, here.
So I actually took one loss like after we swept medium liquidity. I think it was, this one, my line was somewhere here.
Right.
So I saw on the entry helper that we had a lead here. Oops.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, like this one here, like a tiny lead.
Something here,
So,
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if
the
you
thing
would
is,
consider
does that look like an inducement to you? It just took out like
I-
1 pip or something. You're trying to really convince people that is going to go long. You want to see a full break. You want to see proper inducement high. Now it just
Like with
brings in more
bodies.
liquidity, because what the thing is, if retail people are going to be placing 30 pip stop losses, do you not think they'll probably have 1 or 2 pips for spread as well? Even smart money.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
because remember, some places where like some around the world, the spread is a minimum 1.5 pips, even on
Oh,
EU. So
Can I
you
add
just-
something to this?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Who was talking about the question about the inducement?
Emmanuel.
So Emmanuel, you know the black belts, what they usually do is they put their line a little bit more bold, so it's bigger, so it's more relevant when you get in. But you could put the lines a little bit bigger, so a quarter of a pipette like this, it's not gonna go over the line. That would help.
That's a good
that's-
tip.
that's
I'll
a
do
huge
that.
tip.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Joe. Huge tip there, guys. Huge tip. I actually used to do that.
I don't do it because I already know by experience, but it's a good tip to try. I'm muting myself back up. Sorry.
I think my major one's gone. My major one was really thick for my major liquidity. It used to be really thick, but then I got too thick, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to use that. But yeah, great tip. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, so that was invalid because of that. You're just too stuck on M1, and just look for a clean inducement for that. This was a clean trade in terms of if you thought these were equal highs, that's fine. I was confident in this trade because of timing and whatnot. We were in the way we induced into that, and it was an EDM. If you weren't if you didn't like that kind of trade, take the mitigation of that. So take this one. Oh shit, I've clicked the wrong thing. Take the mitigation of that, which was like that. Do like another mini cycle, inducement high, and then you aim obviously either for the low of this or the imbalance fill. Make things easy for yourselves. Just aim for that 1 to 5. And here, I don't even think it was a 1 to 5. It was a decent trade. You know what I mean? So just take that like this. And if you're a bit uncomfortable with that, you have a bigger stop. Still 1.6. Go for the imbalance fill. That's like a 1 to 6. Anything lower than that, like what else can you ask for? 1 to 7s every day. For the first trade of the day, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And then here, this is something I'm going to elaborate a bit more on now, because on build-ups, right, you would rather want to see, like you've induced low now, right? Once you've induced low out of Asia, what kind of scenarios are in place now? I mean, I talked about it this morning that this is like a liquidity point, and this is just a minor, and this could be a medium point, because this more or less is like equal lows here. It doesn't really look nice. This is like a structural high. This is a low. So this is like the range that we're playing in. Like you can't predict what price is going to do, but what we can do is watch the current price action to tell us where the next move is. So what you do is you just stay on M5. You know that the play's done here, right? That we've induced low now. We could possibly have our Asia whipsaw, because we've induced high, we've induced low, we've still got timing on our side. We've induced both sides within, what you call it, before New York is well before that. We could have we could have a London KO. Are we here to predict the game? We're going to react, right? So what the first thing we need to do is wait for the M5 build up. Right? So we just wait, What's price doing? It's just slowly creeping down. 1 touch of a trend line, 2 touch of a trend line, 3 touch of a trend line. I mean, is this build up hard to mark up? I don't think it is. You can maybe mark up this here and say, you know what, we've induced a channel high, but if we induce the channel high, are we looking for a buy from here? Would anybody be looking for buys from here? No, because we're still within the build-up, and I know 1 or 2 people did. That's fine, because it was with timing. We could have made like some kind of equal lows FU pattern within M1 here, because it was clean within M1. But that equal lows FU classic M1 pattern was within the build-up. It's insignificant. If we induce this into another mitigation area, we can start making shit up. But if it's still within the build-up, then it doesn't make sense for us to say, you know what, there's another SMC pattern, but we've induced SMT, but we've not induced the pattern, the retail. The retail have to be induced first before we start looking for smart money traps every single time. So we'll jump into M1 as well, but let me just play the price action out a little bit more. Right, here, let me just jump into M1. Here we go. And I think I mentioned here that this was like the equal low FU boss. We've got the internal boss here. All the smart money people are going to be buying from here, but they're not stupid as well. Come on. They see these equal lows. But now they're going to be thinking, you know what? Now these are equal lows as well. But why the hell are we in M1? We're not even induced. Like, why are we waiting for the next part of this, the play, which is the smart money stuff, when we haven't even induced the build up yet? We shouldn't even be trying to play this. You can make up all these patterns all you want. Enigma's going to show them to you every angle. This is where you just need to, right? We can't, like, this is one thing. Look how clever Enigma is, and this is why AI bots kind of fail. We can set alerts at equal lows, correct? So we could have said, I'm going to set an alert. I'm going to set an alert at below this structure point here, yeah? So I'm going to set an alert here. Right? Oh, what's it doing here? I'm going to set an alert below here. Right? But how do you set an alert for a trend line break? Is there a tool for that? I don't know. There may be one, maybe there is one, but I'm not aware of. But from my knowledge, I don't think there is one on TradingView. Well, this is news to me. So once you draw a trend line up, and if you see a trend line break to the downside, because we want to ideally induce low to go higher. So what do? We just wait on M5. Whatever's happening within this buildup, if it's inducing high, if you're a good trader, look, if you induce this channel high and you get an internal boss and then we get an EVM here, that's a trade to go lower. I took 2 trades here. I took one here and I took one here within here on M1 because we're inducing high, we're going lower. But my TP was where until we broke this trend line low. And that's exactly what happened at London closed to the frickin' minute. Look how nice this trend line is. And where do you draw your trend lines from? You do it from the point of invalidation for other trades where the market changed. This is where people are getting induced, right? This is the last push. That was a smart money trap. This is where the trend line started to form. This is where people's biases start changing. This point. That's where you start drawing it from. I'll show you another few examples as well from the previous days, so you get a bit of a feel of where to start drawing it from. Most times out of 10, I don't even take these trades. But because I feel they're just too risky, because the inducement high could be even to this area, it could be to this area. It's just like trying to catch a knife in it. It's like really hard for me. I feel uncomfortable taking these build-up inducement high channel trades. Some people find them really nice to take, but I find them they're not. I like taking the extreme orders. That's just my personal preference. But yeah, these are super clean. If you can take them with EDMs, brilliant, because you know you're going to induce low, and then the next move should play out. But because it's a London low, London close, you know the day's kind of coming to an end. Where should you aim for if you're getting a trade from here? Maybe here, because that's the last liquidity point. So let's just play M1 maybe. Jump into M1. Had the build up M5. Do we need an inducement of an SMT? Absolutely. Where's my SMT? This here. It's got double wicks. It induces it one more time. This is the last M1 imbalance to the left from that London close. Everything else is mitigated down here. This candle here was the last imbalance. It lies on liquidity, but the way price comes into a POI will tell you if it's going to hold or if it's going to blow. Look at what it did here. It stayed short of it just by a little couple of pipettes. I think I might even tapped it, but it left two equal lows more or less to the wick here. That was my smart money trap. Price came in. I had a limit sitting here. My stop was down here. And then I took another trade when this came up here, left equal highs, and I had a limit from here where the imbalance starts from. Boom. In two trades. Where was I aiming for? First liquidity point, because it's London closed up here. And it was just like keeping things simple, just waiting on your hands, just wait for price to come to you. And there it was. Boom. Done. Done. Out of the day. Like, why would I not hold this now? Why would I hold this now? Because this is going to become previous day's low for the next day. This might be a liquidity point for the next day. So why are we not taking money off the table? At least partial major money off of here. It'd be insane not to. The whole market is bearish at this point. It doesn't matter if it's a cycle completion. This cycle completion might become liquidity for the day before. How did I know? I was expecting this to blow, but price adapted while price action was coming in here. I was expecting this to blow, but then I changed my mindset. I'm like, this is now going to hold because the build up, the inducement low, smart money trap, cycle complete now. Now I'm adapting to price action.
Shaf, quick question.
Go for it.
Why would you look for smart money traps after retail has been induced and not during the build-up?
Why would I do that? It's because, okay, let me show you one thing. What is this? What is that? What are these?
The build-up?
These are build-ups to us, but what put your smart money hats on for just 1 second, right? What are these?
Liquidity.
What are they looking to see?
Like an FU kind of.
They're looking for
Thing
FU
is-
of liquidity, be it a trend line over here, and then they're going to think this is a FU candle, and if this breaks low, they're going to be selling from here when price retraces back to here. Over here, equal highs, FU. When price breaks internally over here, it doesn't even have to break the whole build-up. It'll break internally, comes back here. They're going to be selling from here.
That answers
That's
my
why.
question.
That's why we have retail. If whatever it does in here, it's trapping SMC within here with all the different patterns. But that's people who are impatient. They're trying to trade M1 all the way. Intraday liquidity is built on M5 for a reason, because M5 is significant but enough for an M5 pullback or an M5 cycle to complete for us to get in.
Yeah, that makes
Does that make
sense.
sense?
100%.
Cool. Any other questions?
Yeah. It's when we talk about a cycle completion and after a build up, you're looking for an SMT. Like in today's self after in London Open, there was no SMT in M5 but only in M1.
Yeah.
So at times, I don't know, I have never seen this personally, but can there be a chance that you see a SMT in M1, but in M5 you don't see one, and then the cycle is actually not completed?
It will happen. See, the thing is, we're trading patterns, right?
Yeah.
We can trade patterns, and most times out of 10 they will work, right? For the odd few times, if you think I'm going to find a pattern and it doesn't work, you can sit there and say to me, oh, but SHAF said this and it has to work, it has to do it this way. But so freaking what? Losses are part of the game.
Yeah.
We're here to make money, and taking losses is part of doing business within the market. We just need to be on the right side more times out of 10 than on the wrong side. Stack the probabilities in our favor. And that's it. If you're going to start getting emotional because you take one loss and you can't figure out why you took a loss, that's the whole point in Enigma, trying to fuck your brain up so that you start changing your strategy every time you don't do things. Because shit doesn't work, does it?
But another doubt is like in today's morning price action, you just drawn a invalidation point at this line, the invalidation point, which was also a medium inducement.
Yeah.
SMC guys won't be looking for sells beneath this, or will they be?
No, sorry. So let me understand. They won't be looking for sells. Once they take out this point of invalidation for all retail and SMC, they'll be looking for longs from where? They're going to be looking from longs from every single demand area from up until this whole push, because this is a low that created this high.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah. And then the last circle you have drawn will become the invalidation point for the longs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But they need confirmations as well. So where they're going to look for confirmations, they need a break of structure. Where does a break of structure happen? It doesn't happen here.
No, it happens in the build-up. Yeah, this I think so.
These ones here, but then they get smoked every single time.
Yeah, because we are again in a bigger build-up.
Exactly. Seen how clever Enigma is? It ties in all the concepts, but we are just sitting there laughing or smiling at Enigma the way it's producing all this price action.
I'm not laughing right now, but yeah.
I'm laughing. I'm literally sitting there smiling, honestly. When I'm in an M5 build-up and I'm just sitting there smiling, look at all the patterns that are happening. I'm literally, I'm looking at it with entertainment. And sometimes I'm just looking at Discord as well. I'm like, I know somebody's buying in here.
And that would be me, I'm sure.
Adam, you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
I got a question. If you got a build up, right?
Yeah.
The build get induced to one side. Let's say it get induced to the hard side, and it leaves one imbalance. So you always consider the first imbalance as a smart money trap. So you will wait for the inducement get induced once again.
Sorry, my brain went a bit frozen there. You'll have to say that question again to me 2 seconds, because
Okay.
I can't multitask and I was deleting them things. I'm not very.
Okay, so let's say if you got a build up, right? And the
Yeah.
build ups get induced to one side. The build and we get a one imbalance there. So you always consider the first inducement as a smart money trap, the first imbalance. So you
Yeah,
always
most likely, yeah. Most
Okay.
times, yeah. That for me is a perfect cycle. When you've had an M5 build up and the first zone more or less gives a smart money reaction, that's your perfect cycle to say that everyone is out of the market. When
Yeah,
you
that-
have the classic cycle, which is just the build-up, inducement, mitigation, which is the ones that we see here, right? The build-up, inducement, maybe mitigation here, or inducement of the mitigation itself without the smart money trap. They are not, in my experience, I think these are not the main moves of the day. When you've got like the main move of the day is when you've had a full proper cycle with the smart money people being fucked over as well. That's when you get the main move of the day. The reason why it didn't happen here is because it's later day.
makes sense, Rob. Thank you.
There's one more thing I wanted to redo and I wanted to cover as well in terms of build-ups, is where to draw the build-up from the trend line. All right. A lot of people have this confusion. I'll try and, it's not something I'm super confident on, but it's something that I've kind of picked up over the last few weeks, and it's kind of helped me a lot more. Was it on this? Or was it here? I don't even know what's going on. Maybe here. Yeah, this is a good one. Right, here's some good examples. Right. I don't mark up everything on my charts. I've deleted half the trades I've taken. I just hate busy charts. They're just noise. Right. Anyways, cycle complete here. Just, I'm not going to go into the details of why that cycle is complete, but try and focus on why I'm trying to draw the trend line from, right? Cycle complete. Just accept it for what it is. Everybody is going to be buying from here because this is a push that led to the high. Yeah. It lies on liquidity. Yeah. It's got like trend line there. This is where people were going to be buying from the last point, and this is where the trend line starts for me. So you couldn't start drawing mad trend lines from within here, but they're just internal shit, right? This is the point of invalidation where the bias changed. For me, this is where I've kind of gathered that this is where the inducement I want to see. I've not back tested it enough to say it works every time, but from the limited back testing I've done, this is where I see my M5 build up start and getting induced from. So here, yeah, not had a touch here, but we've had another touch here, and within here on M1 there's another wee wick here, okay? And then that gets induced low, and then we've got the smart money trap, boom, taken out, London open time, trade. And then what happens? Another example of this, coming to M1, right? Let me just come into here like this. So jump to M1. We haven't met our target yet, which is balance fill, right, or whatnot. Look at this. I want you guys to go over, like, maybe see what kind of results it gives you or whatnot. Maybe it'll help you in your back testing or forward testing or live trading. But look, we haven't. This is reacting from a smart money trap. This is the main cycle complete. We need to hit the target, which is above, right? Which is here. So this is any pullback, right? So people are trying to buy from here. We get a smart money reaction. This is where we get the reaction. And where does a trend line start? This is where the point of invalidation is. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touches, inducement low. It was looking like this point was going to fail because this is part of the, what do you call it, the same area that the price should have been blown as well. But what does it do? It induces low, builds equal lows, gives it R boss, and then this is good to go. Right? That's another example. I'll show you another example. Come into 5 maybe. Here we go. There's 2 or 3 examples here, so we'll go over these. Right, okay. Here we go. Jump into M1. Equal lows, fake reaction from a smart money trap, which is already, right, this here, fulfilled its purpose when it made a smart money reaction down, filled up over here, and it missed, right? But it's taken equal highs out. It's taken out a smart money trap because this is a low. It's made a reaction from a smart money trap. Cycle complete here. So now this low becomes a smart money trap because this is a low that created the high that led to the inducement high. Now what does price do? Builds up a billion lows next to it. Now you know it's 100% going to blow, right? And then what? Induces low, 100%, right? Now price is where we're going to go. We've had another cycle to the downside. Where we're going to go, at least come to this area here, yeah? But we also take out major liquidity to the left higher time frame. We won't go into that. But build up, inducement low, smart money trap taken out to the left, or boss, absolutely fine. We get another build up again, coming into this trade that missed, yeah? This order block that missed. This is a smart money trap now. Price to do what? People were trying to buy from this point. And what does it do? 1, 2, 3, 4. Induced low came into this mitigation. But we haven't had a smart money trap. What does it do? Builds equal lows, FUs it. And then we start leaving. Took this trade here. This one I TP'd here when we seen like reacting from here because this is like an order flow entry and I kept my extreme open. Then price comes up. We're still reacting from the same smart money trap area again. This is where the last people were trying to buy from at this point. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touches, induces low into some random zone over here, which is like a Wally block or you have like a random order block in the middle of nowhere. This I took from here because we induced low, and then I was like, okay, this is really late in the day. I left my stop open, stop below here, even though I took a trade in here, it was like about 4 or 5 pips or whatever, and then price just woke up and price was already flying up here. Now you can maybe argue, okay, why didn't I use this one here? But it's already induced low. You get me? This is already induced low to go high. So then I took this next point here. This is where the biases start changing. Does that make sense, guys? And this has more touches to the trend line than all these insignificant ones over here. And I think that's an M5 point as well. Let me just check. Yeah, that's the M5 point. This is where the M5 was. M5 was that's the one that made the high. That's just the inducement candle. So this is where the last order block was, where people would have been trying to long. 1, 2, 3, 4 touches, induces low, and price shifts. Right. I've been banging on for a long time. I hope you have enjoyed the call, took some value from it, and honestly, let's get this, man. Let's pull our socks up. We've really done some good work today, and I won't be that much in the tube chat too much. I'll try and do more of these mini calls where I'll go over a day's price action, maybe on a weekend, random ones every other week or whatnot, because that'll save me time. Because I'm fucking slow on marking up charts. Takes me about 3-4 hours and then answering questions here, there, and the other. I'd rather save that for energy and time for when I'm on the call. You ask me questions, I'll answer the questions. I like doing calls. Saves me time. 1 hour, I think, is more than enough for about a week's price action, whatnot. And I hope you just really enjoy the rest of the trading week. And I'll catch you later. Thank you, guys.
Nice one, Shaf. Thank you so much.
No worries, guys.
Thank you.
Jeff, thanks a lot for the call. It was amazing.
No worries, bro.
Chef.
Take care, guys. Take care.